What's going on, people? Who is up? Who is up? Who is up? Let's see who actually pops up this late. Y'all can't see it, but boom, boom. It's not the official hat and shirt, but close to it. What's the deal? So let me explain what happened real quick. So I was in an Uber and I was in an accident, and we got rear-ended by a car on the expressway, and my neck was and still is definitely fucked up a little bit. So I had to actually go to the hospital, get checked out, and that took all day. I'm just getting released from the hospital probably like 30 minutes ago. And yeah, neck is in some pain, but they gave me like a muscle relaxer and painkillers. So that's basically what happened and why it took so long. I would have been on, but yeah, a little fender bender, and that's what ended up happening. I took a couple pictures so you guys can see. That was me not too long ago in a damn hospital with a damn neck brace on because a damn idiot don't know how to drive. But the guy was drunk. The guy was drunk, got all this information and everything like that, and he left before the cops could show up. But it don't matter. He's cooked. He fled the scene of an accident. He definitely was drunk. Everything is documented. So yeah, that guy is going to have some trouble coming tomorrow morning, or they probably went to his house tonight. Yeah, definitely can't drive in Vegas. I appreciate you guys for even being here this late, or early, I should say. But check out the hats, prototypes for the hats and the shirt for Merkabah Scholars Society. Boom, boom. There's a bunch of, this is just one style. Been experimenting with a lot of them. So we're definitely going to have those. So everybody that ordered, you guys will definitely get hats and shirts. So once the emails go out with the information, oh yes, another thing I forgot to mention yesterday, everybody who is a member, you will have to sign an NDA. It will be digitally sent to you, and you have to sign an NDA. If you don't know what an NDA is, that's a non-disclosure agreement, right? So that means everything that happens within the Merkabah Scholars Society, you cannot talk about outside of the society to anybody outside of the society. You can only talk to people within the society about what we talk about. So unless you sign the NDA, you can't get in. And all that's going to be recorded. So when you get the link to sign the NDA online, that's the whole thing is recorded, your IP, everything is all done. So don't try no funny business. So that's all it is. The NDA is non-disclosure agreement saying that you are not going to talk about what we talk about. So that must be done. So let's see. The Matrix trying to kill me. No, it was a traffic jam, and traffic was moving slow, and this guy was probably just frustrated and started speeding. And I was in an Uber, and he ran into the back of the fucking Uber, which was a Tesla Model X. You know, the one with the butterfly doors that go up. The fucking car is strong as shit. As hard as he hit us, I thought the whole back of the car was gonna be pushed in. But he just broke his brake light, and his bumper was a little scratched or whatever. It's minor damage. But me and this guy was like, and I'm talking, and I'm like, it was just I was leaning up, I wasn't sitting fully back in my seat, and that caused the whole jerking. You know, your neck jerk back like that. That shit's gonna hurt. Ain't no way around that. So, um, end up having to go to hospital. Showed you guys the photo, and yeah, I got all the information, all that's out the way. Lawyers will be involved and all that shit. So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that's what happened. That's why this is so late or so early, I should say. But it's all good. Dre, what's the deal? Frequency and sound is on podium, but you have to make sure. Well, if you're a NPA member, never pay again. You have to make sure you for frequency and vibration, I should say. You have to make sure you got that 9.99 deal so you can get that video. Yeah, if you have a spouse, they have to purchase a separate membership. So every individual has to have a membership because every individual has to sign that NDA. The NDA is the last thing. Like so, like I said, emails will go out with all instructions and everything. You'll get the links to the Instagram and the Facebook. You'll get the email link. So you'll have links, and you make sure you put those links somewhere where you know you can find them. And we'll go through those channels for different things. And I want to utilize the social media aspect of social media, because that way it gives us more options, and then more ways to get the information out so everybody can know. And then, of course, we'll have the push notifications so that way you get it direct to your phone. But it's another avenue that we can use having social media, and you'll understand why, it'll be important. But again, members only. Uh, and it's a lot we're going to be doing with this whole thing, but it has to be quiet. It has to be quiet. So we'll get into information and hats and shirts and all kinds of shit we're going to have. But the main thing is just that NDA has to be signed because we're going to get into a lot, and it's better for us all that we don't talk about none of the shit outside of the society. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who had already uh, purchased that. As I said, that price is going to go up pretty soon, but I want to get as much people in now because after a while, this is the beginning. That's how it goes in the beginning. I want to get these core people in, and other people are going to have to be voted in later on, and it's going to be completely separate from the process now. So the process now is definitely getting people who, like I said, I talk about this whole thing on live. Some people who actually going on lives, I know you guys, the people who keeping up with the information, these are the type of people that we want to hear. You can tell real fast who is a serious scholar or really serious about their research and their work. And we're going to find that out real quick on this. So, again, I appreciate it. Let me see. Yeah, you see, we already got the fucking boo boos in here already. This is why I don't like this shit. Let me see, who else am I deleting out this bitch? The link is in the description for the society. Cat, what's the deal? No, it was a Mexican dude. Definitely wasn't a brother Jay. Mexican dude, half drunk. Uh, the brother who was driving the Uber was an Ethiopian brother. Cool as shit. Yeah, man, it's always something, man. Always some shit. That's just how it go. It go like that for a while. You be going through some shit, and then everything is just smooth. But we have those little fucking ups and downs in life that we can't let us like get us down. You know, we just learn to move on. So learn to move on. That's all. Then that was another thing that took time. It was a process. I had somebody. I got somebody, of course. You know, I do the hats and shirts and everything like that. But I'm out here in Vegas. I had somebody doing them, multiple ones, but I didn't have time to go pick up everything to show you guys. But I threw this one on because this was like the prototype one that I had that I didn't really like that much. But I just wanted to show you guys what's going on. Let's see real quick. Day, what's the deal? Day, I appreciate it. But yeah, there's multiple logos. I mean, it's a whole big deal, man. This thing, like talking to the people that is going to be a major part of this whole thing. I mean, we've been going up back and forth all day. This is going to be a big deal. So it's definitely something. Like I said, I've been wanting to do for a while to get more serious people in there. I was doing it, as you guys remember, I put the group on Merkabah Academy. So that group I was starting before everything started happening with the site, that's what this was basically going to be. But now I just figured I'd turn it into something that's a lot more serious because we got to have our own. Like all these people got their fucking societies, man. All these people got their groups. You got Shriners, you got Masons, you got Moors, you got Muslims, Christians, or what have you. And we're conscious, but we have to take it to another level because not everybody is conscious. Not everybody is with the level of information that we get into on here or talks about it, you know, as deep as we do. You know, you get a lot of people that jump on our lives and they see what I'm talking about. And they be like, yo, what the fuck is this guy talking about? It sounds crazy, but you got to really be about that information to understand and really be have been on there. Fred, what's the deal? D Griff, what's the deal? Oh man, that's gonna be every day, boy. Muslims trying to teach you like Muslims and Christians, they always hit you with the, but let me break it down for you, and they try to get you in that whole sermon, and it's like, man, stop playing. You fell for that bullshit, and now you're trying to convince me of it to really convince yourself. Because what they want to do is start preaching that shit to you, and then have you start accepting it, and then it make them feel better about themselves for accepting it themselves. But they can never make that shit make sense. Never. I sit there, man. A couple times I've sat there, and I gave guys a chance. Convince me, brother. Convince me. Let me know what you think you know, and they can never do it. And then what happens is, as they trying to break it down to you, common sense questions come into your mind, and it pisses them off. So when they be telling you the whole part about, you know, Muhammad revealing the Quran in Arabic, and you know him receiving, him going to Al Hira cave and receiving these messages from uh, Gabriel, and it's like, dude, like God created the heavens and the earth and everything like that, all the planets and what have you, and it took him 23 years to give a man a message. It don't make sense. Make that make sense. Then it was revealed to him in a language that nobody spoke during that time, and that really pisses them off when you start pointing out little shit and poking holes, especially with Christians when they start talking about, you know, Noah's Ark and all the crazy shit that's in the Bible. Also, the talking snake in the garden, and then you start pointing out, so snakes talk. When that start? When that happen? And that's the thing that I tell these dudes. If you truly believe and understood your Bible or Quran or what have you, You wouldn't be trying so hard to convince us. You're trying to convince yourself. That's what it is. They're trying to convince themselves. They ain't trying to convince us. You wouldn't have to try so hard. You would just believe in it. If you follow it and believe in it, it's no point of going out talking about it. You're supposed to just be walking in faith and going out there and going about your life and not worried about what we doing. Especially since she ain't supposed to be addressing us anyway as being a part of this faith. Right? Oh yeah, that Allah works real well for those Muslims, those Arabs living in third world countries. But Saudi Arabia, Dubai stinking rich, and everything about Dubai is haram. And it's like, oh well, why is God blessing them so much? But they don't understand that shit. You can say the same thing for Christians and a lot of different things, but they don't get that shit. Cat, what's the deal? Yeah, like YouTube always send me emails about doing lives. Keep doing lives, keep up the work, keep doing lives. And I told you guys they want you to do lives because one, they know a lot of people when you do live, a lot of people send money, and they want people to come on there and send money so they can hold that money and float loans with that money. And that's what they're doing. So do lives, one, that's direct access to people. And again, you have that direct access to where they're getting real time data on people, like who is up where and what have you, and they like that shit. All that shit is in their favor. So lives is good. I'm surprised they haven't sent the alerts out to everybody who wants to actually participate. God says spread the message. Sure. If you're a preacher, you're supposed to spread the word. The disciples went out to spread the word. God told them to go here, go there. But for some reason, they didn't go to the Americas. Everything happened in that one little area. So if God's supposed to save us all and everything's supposed to be about the people, why is all the prophets and the teachings taking place in that little one area that we call, Israel, the Middle East? So during the life of Jesus, when he was supposedly walking around, there wasn't nobody in the Americas, was nobody in Japan or Australia. How was they supposed to get the message? A lot of people don't think about that shit. How was they supposed to get the message? There's no Christianity yet. There's no doctrine. And he didn't tell them, hey, I need you to go hop on a boat and go spread it over there to them because the Bible's giving you that understanding that they worship other gods. Blood Moon, what's the deal? D Dub, what's up? AK girl, why you on here if you believe in Jesus? You on the wrong channel. Jesus traveled the world. Of course Jesus traveled the world. You're a person, you're Jesus. That's how you travel the world. How did Jesus study all ancient practices? Break that down. When did Jesus study Thoth? Please show me one biblical doctrine that points to Jesus studying Thoth, Tahuti, because they say that he supposedly may have went to Egypt. Like, yeah, people turn that shit into their own religion, man. Yeah, that should be so funny to me. Like, I don't understand why people do that. People would just take shit, and I said this before in a previous live. People take that shit and they fucking run with it with their imagination. Like, what? There's nowhere, anything, anywhere that points to Jesus in fucking Egypt. It's just speculation. Oh, they think that's where he might have hid. Because all of a sudden, this fucking guy disappears for most of his life and then shows back up. Where the fuck was he? But that's a biblical story that you got to figure out. It's not actual proof. There is, you know, no fucking concrete proof that God even existed. And we know he's a metaphor for the sun. So you got to be talking about the biblical story. There ain't no real, there was never a Jesus Christ of Nazareth. There was never the Nazarene named Jesus. He never got fucking crucified. None of that shit never happened. And not one person on this planet can ever prove or will ever prove that it did. It's all stories, it's a parable. So, oh my goodness, stop it. Please show me and name the passage in the Emerald Tablets. Are you serious? Show me the Emerald Tablets, name the Emerald Tablets that speak about Jesus. What Emerald Tablets are you talking about? The Emerald Tablets of Thoth? They're not real. There's no Emerald Tablets of Thoth. That's not real shit. It's not real. And if you're talking about the Apocrypha, stop it. The Deuterocanonical books, the books they left out, still again, not proven. It's a story. So you read it just like you read a story that he supposedly traveled and did this and that. It's a story. There's no proof of that. Just like I read a story about three little pigs. It's a story. There's no truth to it. If the God of the Bible is not a created God, but the Bible says he is. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. So the Bible is telling you that he's the created God. So now you're saying it's something else. Think about that. Like I said, people make their own doctrines up. I've seen it so many times. People just, this is why I said you gotta watch what you read. People pull shit from so many different places and just make up some shit. Now, this is a whole other doctrine right here. What's this church called? It's a whole other doctrine. It's not even following the doctrine that existed before all this shit. It's not even following what you're using to make this shit work. It's not even following that. D Griff, you funny. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that shit, man. You can't take none of that shit seriously. Like all that stuff that's on Jesus and all that right there, it's just writings, it's stories. None of that shit is true. It's stories. None of it don't even fit, it don't make sense. It's all stories, all allegorical stories, all parables. Plain and simple. Yeah, so it's the God of the Bible is giving you just so many points and so much proof that he's human. Everything about God in the Bible is human. It's human. It's about Buddha, historical person, Siddhartha, Buddha. It's a story as well, a beautiful story. But they at least they let you know that it's a story. Siddhartha, born royal family, never went outside. The first time he went outside, he saw people suffering. He saw real life. and was like, damn, I've been sheltered and living in palaces, everything I could possibly want. That's all he knew. And then he goes outside the palace and he sees that there's death and suffering and pain. And he's like, why the fuck are people living like this? What are we doing? How can we fix this? And then he starts to understand the realism of reality and life and how shit actually works. And it puts him in a profound state of sadness. And from that, we get the understanding and teachings of Buddhism that stem from this understanding, but it's all just a metaphor and parable about life and how shit works. You know, it's the saddest shit in the world to want. People wanting, they're suffering. You want something, you suffer. So if you don't know about it and you're not, you know, around all this materialistic shit that sucks you in and makes you want it, you know, you live in a normal, simple, happy life according to them, the Buddhism. That's life. You're living good and peaceful because you're not wanting because you don't know about this stuff. Wanting is suffering. But as I said before, I was just talking about this to somebody earlier. They're starting to realize now that there has to be a connection with the material because we are material, one, and material plays a big role in us growing spiritually. So you can't completely call the spirit or the physical evil. You have to understand it and come in balance with it. And they're getting that concept now. And this is why you see the monks traveling now and going out more. And you can't talk about Jesus and then talk about vibration. You gotta pick one, man. Much love, though. Much love. Like that is so. That's outside of Christianity. It's outside of those teachings because what we call spirituality and everything we use is Satanism. Excuse me. According to the Bible, it's all devil worship. It's all stuff that you shouldn't do. Meditation is yoking. You're inviting demons into yourself. All metaphorical. All metaphorical. Yeah, it's been always Christians and Muslims who don't believe, deep down don't believe, who push the doctrine the most. Like, because the people who believe are not talking about this shit. They're not out here trying, they're not, like, you have to be a special kind of weirdo to follow this shit and be reading about it, go out there and talk to people and hop on social media, posting memes and pictures and trying to convince people. But then in actual reality in life, you don't follow none of that shit. That's so hypocritical, and that's what's going on with every Christian. All these Muslims in America, they're hypocrites like a motherfucker because they know they're not following none of that shit. They not. They talk what they talk. They say everything they saying, but they're not following any of it, and they know it. You can just look on their page. How many times you seen Instagram model page and they put God first, or they put a fucking Bible verse, but you look at their pictures, it's nothing but fucking ass and everything that's against the Bible and against Christianity. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Strippers praying before they go strip. I post that picture a lot. It's fucking ridiculous. That's a mental illness. That's a mental illness. So they don't even understand what the fuck they following. But why would you be sinning while praying? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. But it's a lot of people who do this shit. Yeah, right. They praying for coins, all right. Just like the preacher. They ain't no different from each other. Except for the preacher man ain't got short on ass. But he gonna try to take your ass in church. Them preachers be sleeping with everybody's wife. Deacon's wife. That shit is it's the way it's broken down for how preachers should be teaching is in a way to deceive people. It's just in that way. You coming up with a different sermon every fucking Sunday to teach a different way to rob these people out their money, to teach a different way to lie to these people. Because all that shit they be talking in church, I know damn well that shit ain't true. Oh, the church need a new roof. We're gonna plaster around a collection plate. Well, why don't you pray for a new roof? Oh, preacher come out. I spoke to God last night. And God told me, get the fuck out of here. You spoke to God and God told you some shit, and you can't get the roof fixed in the damn church. The fucking church roof leaking. It's bullshit. Everybody should bum rush the stage when a preacher fucking say some shit like that. Like, why you fucking with us? You spoke to God. Like, you know how many times I sat in church, and every time I heard a pastor say that, I just cringe. I was like, "There's some bullshit. You ain't spoke to no damn God. Man. Shut up." Yeah. GSF 415. What's the deal? Yeah, I mean, who you talking to in there? Everybody in there talking to themselves. Everybody in there talking to themselves. You pray in privacy. You're supposed to pray in secret because you're supposed to be meditating. You're supposed to be talking to yourself, going within. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the only person that's going to change anything is you. No matter what you pray for, you still got to go and get it. And if you say, you got it from somebody, then that person got it for you. Even still, you have to initiate the conversation or do something to get it in that person's realm of being able to remedy. So at the end of the day, no matter what, it comes back on you. You have to do something to get yourself out of the position that you're in instead of just praying and then waiting. So you're going to get on your knees and you're going to pray and you're going to sit there for what you pray for to happen. No, you got to go do something about it. So at the end of the day, if you're going to go do something about it, who is God? If you're going to be the one who fixed the issue and bring remedy to your problem, you're going to be the one that go out there and put the work in to get your car, your house, or whatever the fuck it is. Who is God? Who the fuck are you talking to? You prayed to yourself, then you went out and did it and got what you prayed for. You did that. So who is God? Like, it's just common sense shit. Forget all the stories, all the allegories and parables. That's the one that's just easy to understand. Jay Williams, I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Man in the mirror. Yeah, why? Yo, I told you, listen, Christians and Muslims and Hebrews cannot leave me the fuck alone. I had the same problem on Instagram. It's like, what are you doing here, bro? Like, I post some shit, like a meme or something, and they blow me up, and they try not to put it in the comments because they don't want to get crushed. So I usually get something in the inbox. And if I had time to look at it, I'll look at it. Excuse me. But I be asking them, I say, what are you doing here? And they a lot of these fucking Christians, the same thing with Muslims, got this fucking notion that God somehow tasked them to go and fucking prove the word. When did that happen? You know, you judging people. You're not supposed to be judging people. You're not supposed to be a hypocritical, and you're definitely not supposed to be teaching the word because you ain't get that. Uh, you didn't go to seminary, basically. So it's like, okay, you can give and you have to state it that way. Timothy was talking about instructions, and it's basically saying it's up to your interpretation and for you to interpret the Bible. But again, when it's saying the book is inspired by God, It's an inspiration of God. Excuse me, inspiration of, not it's not saying that he came and talked to these people and gave them this fucking message or whatnot. It's it's no proof of that. It's just saying that you have to go out and give your own fucking interpretation on what the books are saying. Yeah, I mean, that 501c3 means that the government owns your church. That's the whole thing. You got a 501c3. That's you saying that you agree, one, to basically be an agent for the government and to give the government control over your church, and that your church basically belongs to them. And that's all it is. Come on with this bullshit. Yeah, the lives, 3 lives a month for the society, and those lives are going to be about beginning shit. Like y'all gotta learn how to start reading shit. Like y'all gotta learn how to start reading shit and pointing out shit. Symbols is important. Um, how to research is important. But you got to learn how to look at certain body language is another thing that's important. That's how you can tell who makes sonic and who putting on. And this is a lot of stuff I want to teach for guys to be able to know and look at handshakes, poses, certain things that pop up on your screen. What does that mean when you see Saturn in certain places? It's a fucking lot, yo. It's a lot. It's a lot of little teeny things that you got to know what it means and why they do certain things. Uh, why they use certain logos. What the fucking Columbia logo is all about. MGM. A lot of little shit like that. Why do certain what do you call them? I'm gonna say stations. But why do certain movie houses or what have you, theaters, play certain movies, or why certain what's the word I'm looking for? Um, like Turner Broadcasting Company channels. Like, so if you notice, there's always a certain type of movie with certain production companies that they do, and you got to understand why they do that. What's with these production companies doing certain things, and then you got to know about these writers. You can look at certain writers and tell the type of work that they work on, what their agenda is on what they putting out. Like certain movies, you see a lot of shit in pertaining to certain things. Case in point with Transformers. Think about the whole Transformers saga since it came out. Everything Transformers has been telling us what's going on. They've been giving you clues with the Beast Wars, with the everything, with the Revenge of the Fallen. That shit is so deep. I don't think people realize how deep that fucking movie is and what they're getting into on that shit. The whole Revenge of the Fallen, um, all the terminology in there. I mean, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot to get into. Yeah, boy, tell them to stop making that fucking noise. Security up here now. Motherfuckers want to be revving cars up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. Stupid shit. Charles Smith, where you been at, boy? You ain't been looking. I've been around. I've been back for a while now, man. The algorithm killing me. The algorithm killing me. So, but sure, I mean, they're not giving people the alerts. But I've been sending out messages. There's a lot of people who send me messages saying, "Hey, where the hell you been? What's going on?" Yeah, Allah could only hear prayer in one direction, and it was praying in the wrong direction for like 3,000 years. So Allah ain't heard shit. Parlays. We probably would get into some gambling. We probably talk about some stuff like that. I mean, because sports is so esoteric and so much wrapped up in it. Um, and that's like real esoteric when you understand how they fucking manipulating us with sports. It's just so deep. I put the video on my Instagram. I showed you guys where Malcolm X talking about how they're making the celebrities leaders, all these athletes and entertainers as leaders, and that's who we look to. When something happened, it's people want to know what LeBron thinks about it. Instead of him playing basketball, they want to know, his stance on Black Lives Matter and all kinds of other shit like that. So we don't got no more real leaders. They making these sellout athletes and movie stars our leaders. Charles, I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely remember you, bro. I remember a lot of the names look so familiar. Yeah, right. People look Uncle what's it what Uncle Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay. People looking in the Shannon Sharp like, this motherfucker is the fucking uncle and father of everybody in the fucking world, all black folks. I mean, look at how high they hold Stephen A. Stephen A. is like the fucking god of fucking sports commentating, a sports analyst, I should say. And they're about to get this dude $100 million, 100 million. He's like the main top guy. And it's like for what? People looking up to this guy. This guy got all this power. Never played pros. Never was in pros. Gorilla Funk X. What's corny? Like, why do people come on here and do that shit? Like, come on here and say what you got to say. Don't leave no one ass word that's gonna get you fucking blocked anyway. If you got something to say that shit. Don't come up here and type corny. Say what the fuck you got to say so you can get your shit addressed. Get it off your chest like a fucking man instead of saying corny. The fuck is corny? Put some context to it, please. Don't mean to get all out, but put context to it. Okay, my bad. You talking about Stephen A. Yo, Stephen A. be on point though. Stephen A. be on point. I can't even fucking lie. He be on point about a lot of shit, but then the coon come out every fucking time, bro. It comes out all the time in him, and I just can't stand that shit. You can see it with a lot of these guys in the narrative they follow. So, case in point, like I mean, you could see one when a fucking Donald Trump shit happened. Look at all the people who didn't call it fake. We had a lot of people coming up there calling it fake, and a few celebrities. But then look at everybody that jumped on that shit as if it was an actual real assassination attempt. That shows you right there who the fuck the fucking coons is, who the sellouts is. Because anybody who looked at that shit and thought it was a real assassination attempt, Y'all fucking lost y'all mind. Y'all always wrong with this fucking world. Plain and simple. That's why they getting over it. Because dumbass, gullible people believe in the fucking silliest shit they put out. But when Stephen A promotes, or he'll fucking get upset about so much coon shit, and it just show you what he is and what he doing, like, that he bought. Yeah, sports get the peasants distracted. Yeah, Dion smart with his boys, man. You can't knock him. Same thing with LeBron. You can't knock him for putting his boys on to bring in that fucking getting in there, bringing that generational wealth to their bloodline. Can't knock him for that. It's part of the game. It don't matter what are you gonna do. They wanted his sons. It's Dion. Same thing with LeBron. They want your sons. Nothing you can do about it. So you gotta allow them to get in the game and keep that shit going because that's what they want from you. That's what they require. That was part of the plan from the jump for you to provide your kids, the boys. And that's why a lot of people believe Kobe was killed. He didn't produce no men. Can you imagine Kobe Bryant's son? It's boy, you can't have no boys. What's going on? That the I don't even get into it a lot. I'm gonna tell you straight up, and I said this on Instagram. One of the most scariest shit I ever fucking researched was the Kobe Bryant fucking death. It's fucking creepy. It's like he was born to fucking die, and everything he did led up to that point. The numerology that surrounds him, and I mean the Laker, everything, the numbers, all that shit is tied up. There's so much numerology surrounding his death, and his daughter. I mean the names, everything. If you guys, I mean, it's so much. It's so fucking creepy. It's so creepy. And I touched on it briefly on a couple little things, but it's fucking creepy, bro. So it's like when you start fucking looking into that shit and you start seeing that whole shit with his daughter and everything, it's fucking creepy, bro. It's like I don't even know how it's not a whole big fucking deal when you start looking into that fucking information. What's going on? Nah, I don't smoke. You good? Oh yeah, we're gonna get into the Kobe shit. I'm gonna break all that shit down eventually. But that shit creepy, bro. It's fucking creepy. It's no fucking way. It makes you really fucking question everything because it's like how it's like that. Of course, you got to know beforehand, but it's so creepy. It's so creepy how all that shit adds up to him. His numbers, his daughter. Like it was like he was born to fucking die. And I'm not surprised his dad died recently. I'm not surprised. Kobe, a lot of people don't know that he had issues with his family, and Vanessa talked about it. His wife talked about it, and what have you. And there was a lot of issues between him and his family. That his parents not coming to the finals and stuff like that. Him, you know, being super emotional when they won because his parents wasn't there. And it was like, what's going on with them? His pop, who showed him love coming up, but it was like once he blew up and got in there, it just wasn't the same. It's a lot to his story, man. It's a lot. A lot was going on. The fact that Kobe was worth $2 billion, and people didn't. Kobe was worth 2 billion. 2 billion. He was getting ready to start an entire league over there, and he was going to be bringing a lot of fucking NBA players. Imagine Kobe Bryant starting the league that's going to be like the NBA, and him having that kind of pull to let fucking black basketball players choose where they want to go. Still, America has that market, but China has that money. Those Asians got that money too. They got the billions of dollars. They can build the arenas. They can do whatever they want. So he would have been so powerful and gave these players a lot of options and choosing what to do with their basketball career. And if they was getting screwed or whatever situation may be with the NBA, they could just jump ship. You know, we got this D League, G League. We have European basketball. All that shit is owned. They got all that shit. So it would have been smart to come up with another league that they don't have. And Kobe was working on that. Enzo, what's the deal? Do I believe in Trump? Why would I believe in Trump? Trump is a puppet, man. Trump is a puppet. He knows he's a puppet. He's a puppet. No president decides what the fuck is going on. They don't decide policy. Policy is already made before they even get in there. Policy, all it's the same shit. I mean, just think about it just from a common sense standpoint. Like, if you lived in a fucking building where the fucking laundry machines was always broken, the lounge was always dirty and messed up, and you had to deal with that the whole time you was living in this building. Then all of a sudden somebody came along and said, you know what? I'm gonna allow you to run this building. I'm gonna pay you this money. Whatever it costs to fix the problems in this building, you can go ahead and fix them and we'll take care of it. What would you do? What would you do? One, you would be like, I remember being in that fucking ran down ass fucking pool or shower or parking lot or what have you. And you would change things because you experience what's going on. You would change shit. You would be like, well, damn, I run this shit now. Guess what? Nobody gotta go to fucking work. And see, we think, oh, well, you can't just do that shit because of, you know, policy and fucking economy and all that. I'm not talking about making crazy, crazy changes. I'm talking about giving people what they should have, making things right. No president has come into their office and made things right. Everything's a fucking excuse. Oh, I got to get approval from the Senate. Got to get approval from Congress. You don't. They can pass an executive order and get that shit passed. And the only person that can basically veto that shit is the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court is not going to do it if it goes against the people. And they have protocols they got to follow as well. If an executive order is passed that benefits the people, the Supreme Court cannot overrule it without having majority support. So even still, if he was to pass something that benefits the people and the Supreme Court wanted to knock it off, the people could just step up and speak, which they would if he passed some shit that said, hey, we're going to give all Americans $5,000 3 times a year, just to keep ends going, make ends meet. Who going to fight that? Let me see. D Nice, what's the deal? Yeah, man. People hate on anybody. That again, I like that color shit. I don't get into that shit. What is his wife? Mexican or some shit like that? Who cares? Uh, marry whoever you want to marry. They don't fucking matter. But people was upset about that shit because now he's gone and she got all that money. Excuse me. And a sister don't have it. But we understand that game and how that shit works. Uh, Politicians is put there to talk to the people and explain to them why they're not getting the shit that they want. That's all. It's control. It's control. They ain't making no damn policy. They got to go vote. How are you making any policy when you got to vote? You're voting on what's already put on the table. You're not passing anything. You're not making no change. You're voting on something. So those politicians, they all have to vote on something that's already put there for us to have. Like it's already chosen. It's just they get to vote. Well, we're gonna vote in the House. We're gonna vote in the Senate, and it don't matter because who the fuck is collecting the vote? For real, they are. So whatever they want to pass, they can just say, "Well, this passed. This passed." Who the fuck gonna know? They're not gonna know. Exactly. And these votes don't count. It's bullshit. Shit. Let's see. I almost forgot it's Friday, man. People ain't got to work tomorrow, so people got off for the weekend. You work one of those corporate jobs, you get to chill. But yeah, so I came on super late. For anybody who came in late, I was in a car accident today. Got rear-ended while I was in an Uber. Hurt my neck. My neck still hurt, but it gave me a muscle relaxer, and actually had to go to the hospital and all that. So that's what took so long. I showed you guys this picture. This me earlier today in the fucking hospital. Damn neck brace. So the neck brace hurt more than my damn neck hurt. Then on top of that, check this out. Uber charges me $171. Yes, that's real. Uber charged me $171 after I was in an accident in their fucking car. $171 because one, the shit was like 3 hours, like it was forever. It was already traffic on the expressway because of an accident, so we had already been waiting on the fucking express for like a fucking hour, and then this dickhead comes and hit us. Traffic started picking up, and we was there for like over another hour. And this fucking Uber driver didn't think to close out the ride. He just left that shit running. And yeah, but I'll get that money back. I'm pretty sure. No, atheism, Derek, atheism is not a default because there are people who just don't believe in these religious doctrines. It doesn't mean that they don't believe in a God or a creator. They just don't believe in what we've been told. And that's basically me. I believe in truth. I don't say I don't believe in truth. It's like I know truth. And that's what people choose to accept. It's truth versus the fictions of, biblical religions. So it's not like atheism by default. It's just, you know, people choose what they want to believe in, what they say they want to believe in, say they want to follow, and it's because of the teachings, that whole curve that we've been given growing up with Christianity and then Islam, and it's just so popular. So people follow that shit because they think, yeah, hey, it's millions of people, billions of people that claim Christianity, so it must be right, and it's wrong as hell. Yeah, if you want to help out, if you want to donate, just go buy a video. Buy a video, or that's the best way. Don't send no money to this shit. Don't send no money to this damn YouTube shit, so they can hold on to that shit. But anybody that wants to support, you guys know, just go buy a video, a DVD, something you didn't see. Go on the podium and just grab something, and that's it. That's the best way. religion played a role in what's that? S. What's the deal? No problem, Derek. Yeah, religion played a role in my life, and I think it plays a positive role in a lot of people's lives. For the people who choose to accept the good teachings in it and keep that part of it, and not just try to push off everything else on people who don't believe in it. You know, it's just you can follow the good messages of the Bible, but don't sit there and say, "Oh, that shit is all true because you chose to believe in it. Everything must be true because you fell for it." But I respect the people that just say, "You know what, it's working for me, and I choose to continue to follow it." It's not wrong with that. Yeah, Merkabah Scholars Society. It's going to be for scholars. It's for people who want to join something that's bigger than what we're putting out right now publicly, because everything is still public. You know, we have privacy with Merkabah Academy, but this is my special group, my special society of people who I want in to give teachings to that's going to be separate from, what I put out anywhere else. Because a lot of people who got never pay again membership, all these people are not they're not real conscious people, not all of them. A lot of people get on social media and they bounce around. Same thing with just getting on Google. A lot of people look for shit to add to their understanding for clout. They clout chasing. They do it for reasons that so they can have more ammo when they argue. Some people don't believe in what the movement is all about as far as waking up individuals and getting people to understand right knowledge, right information, and how important it is. How important it is for the soul, how important it is for our people, and how much it entails that is going to benefit you, on a personal level. Like me learning everything I've learned and me always being hungry for knowledge, it's always benefited me. It always helped me out in some way, you know. And case in point, this time now, with me being at my lowest point, going through all the problems I went through, just me knowing what I know, I was able to do other things and generate money. And then, of course, I'm sports betting, and I fucking hit two parlays back to back. I mean, like, knowledge is power. Me knowing what I know about sports, it contributed to me saving myself. And again, I didn't drop to my knees and pray to no God. I'm my own savior. You know, you guys are my savior. You guys are my gods. I'm your God. It's the same thing. We're all gods. We all look to each other for guidance and help. And if we stick together and share certain information amongst each other, we can build a core that is full of people with right knowledge that then we can then go out and teach right knowledge, put out right information and get people into the right understanding. And that's going to help us out going down the line because, one, they have so many societies, so many religions, and none of that shit has ever benefited us. But two, it's never been a group or any black group that took the time to separate themselves and do something major for the people in truth. You look at Shriners, it's Islam, right? Masonry is all the religions. Masonic has the Christianity, Judaism, Christianity. There's nothing that is giving you truth away from those biblical doctrines. But in this society, we can study these biblical doctrines. We can study what they're coding and how they hide shit and use it for many different reasons. It's a lot to it. It's a bunch of girls that they're pulled up with a fucking Camaro. They blast the music. Randy, what's the deal? I appreciate it. But you guys are saying, I'm being real cryptic right now because I don't want to fucking let the full cat out the bag. It's something we're going to talk about when we get into our meetings and everything like that. We'll get into the real shit. Right now, I'm being super cryptic I'm not revealing too much. I'm keeping my cards close to the chest. I'm talking around in circles when you really understand. But I'm not telling everything that we're going to be doing and what that shit really is about. Like, once the society is up and we're running, I want us to do a lot of shit. I want us to take a lot of trips. I talked about that before. It's trips we got to take. I want us going to Kemet. I want us going to a lot of these places as a group. I want us having picnics. I want us to hold the fucking Merkabah Society annual fucking picnic where we meet up some fucking where and we just fucking go through information, knowledge, and we eat and we enjoy each other's company. We meet each other. That is going to help out with the chats. So when we do the meetings, it's going to be via the group chat. So it's going to be basically live stream like I did with the Black and White video, where we can see each other and people can talk to each other. We can exchange information. There's going to be there's a group, as I said, I talked about the Instagram thing. That's going to be a group as well where we can put our information and address everybody, and then you can address people specifically. But it's going to be a way to meet people that's like-minded, one, but build something I think is going to last for a long time. And it's starting right now. This is the foundation of it. Because why not? These motherfuckers got all this shit. Why we can't do nothing? We got Merkabah Academy. We're going to have more. It's just that simple. So this is definitely going to be something that's going to be more broad. As I said, from my scholar societies where I'll pick people for the Kemet trip. And this is letting me know who's ready, man. Who's ready to move on to the next step. As I said, I'm ending all of these series. That's why I've been putting down the rundowns. The rundowns. So I got a lot of videos coming out soon. That's going to be the end of a lot of these series. We're going to move on to the next step. We're going to always go back and address a lot of these videos, but there's a lot more. This is only the tip of the iceberg as far as the information that needs to be put out. But there's a lot of prerequisites. And I want people to start to understand my style and how I do shit. How when I put out certain shit, it's leading to something else. Notice how I'll put out a video, and then now that you saw that video, the next one is going to make a lot more sense because I did it kind of sort of in steps. There's a lot of prerequisite information. Look at the Saturn Satan series, how it went down, and then look at how it ended. You understand? So it's like, damn, I had to give you all that information before I could end the series. And it's like I wanted people to come to me more with understanding what that series was about before I went further, and they did, and that's why I went further. No, Egypt ain't here. Egypt ain't here. Is just some shit they wanted to say to get people uh, to make Deuteronomy 28:68 fit. And yeah, we had Egyptian artifacts here and everything like that, but it doesn't point to Egypt being here. There's far more real Egyptian shit in Egypt. Jews, what's the deal? Truth is a matter of perception. Truth is a matter of perception unless it's governed by a law. Something we're going to talk about. We're going to have a lot of little words and saying. Truth is a perception unless it's governed by a law. What I mean by that? Because one, your truth may not be somebody else's truth. Now, if it's a law that governs that truth, like, okay, 1 plus 1 equals 2, it don't matter what the fuck you believe. 1 plus 1 equals 2. There's no way around that. You know, it is what it is. But truth is definitely not the same for everybody else. It's just not. Now, how far are you going to go with explaining the truth to convince the person? It's just like court. And then even if he did everything and everything made sense and everything was backed up by proof, if the person don't accept it, it's not their truth. They choose to not accept it and choose to believe in it. So this is why people say there's no such thing as truth. But you gotta finish the whole thing. You gotta finish it all because truth is a matter of perception, what you choose to perceive or want to perceive uh, to come to that truth. Oh yeah, 85 was the Mount 85. So that's something that the yogis talked about. The yogis talked about resetting this whole DNA clock, and that if you make it past 85, well, we don't got to worry about that no more. That's done and over because you already done. And it's not for 2000 and up. That was for a long time ago. But basically, it's what they were saying about all you got to do is live to 85 and you escape the will of reincarnation because what we're programmed us and created us programmed our DNA to reset everything at 85 that when you die there you move forward is you move forward to the next stage of existence according to them. The link is in the description to join. But like I said, man, there's more. So everybody who joined so far, stay tuned. You're getting an email. And that email, excuse me, and that email is a questionnaire. It's questions you got to answer one, some information you got to provide, and you have to sign the NDA. You have to sign the NDA. It's going to be legal, it's actual real legal document you got to sign. It's going to be a docu-sign. You got to sign it. It's NDA. You want to join, you got to sign NDA. And the NDA, as you know, non-disclosure agreement. It means you're not going to talk about anything that we talk about within the society. So anything we talk about on the live streams or any information we put out, you can't talk about it. You can't disclose it to anybody outside of the society. Just that simple. Hey, young Beast Coast, let me see. All right, I'm gonna send you that link. All right, because let me see. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it through. Yeah, I sent it through that email. I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. No problem, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely fighting for free speech. We fighting for everything, man. They want to take everything. You hear them talking about getting rid of hustling, getting rid of having that third party under the table job, your little side job, your little side hustles. They want to tax that shit. They're trying to outlaw it and make it illegal because they want to put everything under their umbrella. No, everybody got to join the society one at a time because everybody has to sign an NDA. So it can't just be one NDA. That's a legal document. That's legal. That's real shit. You guys know I went to law school. So that's a legal binding document that everybody who joins has to sign. You can't send to one account. So everybody who wants to join has to do it as an individual. Of course, there'll always be side hustles. They can never really get rid of it. If you got MPA membership, you're still good. You still get all the digital downloads for free. But Merkabah Scholars Society is something different, completely different. But as I said, there'll still be lives on Merkabah Academy. There'll still be work that we do and on Merkabah Academy that's outside of the Scholar Society. It's just this is different, and it's a lot different for many reasons. Oh shit, I gotta get out of here. All right, it's starting to rain. All right, guys, I wanted to get on here and let you guys know what's going on. Uh, this weekend will be it. So whoever don't grab the membership for Merkabah Scholar Society by Monday, it'll be at $500 come Monday for sure. And as I'm telling you, it will never go back down. I told you guys, if you're on my live, all you got to do is email me Merkabah9. That's it. Send me the code Merkabah9 saying that you want the membership for $89.99. And as I said, I'll give it to you. Only the people that's here. If I don't recognize your name, you won't get it. So make sure you put your handle there as well. Whatever it says on here, make sure you add that. And just Merkabah9, send me the email, and I'll give it to you for $89.99 after Monday. And I'll do that after Monday for probably about a month for anybody that sends that. So that means you actually was here on the live, you was on the chat, and I remember your name because I remember all these names. My memory is crazy good. So other than that, it will be 500. It will never go down again after that. It's gonna probably only go up. So take advantage quickly as possible. Trust me, this is something you want to be a part of. And as I said, not everybody's going to be able to be a part of it, but it's going to be dope. It's going to be cool. And yeah, hat, shirt, you guys will get all that. We'll get into all that later on. And yeah, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out of here since it's starting to rain. And we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. We'll get into a lot more. But peace, you guys. Gotta get out of here. Peace.